Look at this. It's going deeper, 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 deeper. We don't know how deep it is. They built cities with underground drainage before Rome existed, crafted jewelry still worn today, and may have invented the world's first dockyard 5,000 years ago. The interesting thing is, we still don't know how far it extends. As our research progresses, it'll be possible to discover how far it goes. To find out more about the geological time scale and rock layers at Rakari, the archaeologists have dug out an index trench. The Indus Valley civilization wasn't just advanced. It was unbelievably ahead of its time. From forgotten fire altars in the desert to trade routes stretching into the Arabian Sea, their secrets are only now resurfacing. This year's first excavation season started on February 24 and finishes now as the heat becomes unbearable. The findings include Harappan burial sites, a settlement with a burnt brick wall. And wait until you see what archaeologists found sealed in a Harappan warehouse. You won't believe what it was waiting to ship. The Serpent River and the vanished masters of water. Beneath Mohenjo-Daro, a 5,000-year-old riddle winds through its mud brick alleys and silent wells. And some say the answer isn't buried in the ground. It flows in the river. Mohenjo-Daro means Mo of the dead. This 4,500-year-old archaeological site is located in Pakistan's southern province. The Indus, a shimmering serpent born in Himalayan ice, gliding across the scorched lands of Pakistan, once feeding a civilization far ahead of its time, then vanishing without a trace. Why here? Why build where floods could swallow a city whole? Theories abound. Not that they feared the water, they may have ruled it. Some believe they harnessed the river's chaos. Ancient Sanskrit texts even reference the Sarasvati, a river of divine purity. According to myth, it was along her banks that the sage behind the foresaw the unraveling of virtue in the material world. A quiet warning may be that even the most enlightened empires are never safe from silence. Fast forward to the 1920s, British archaeologists like M.S. Vats and Rode Banerjee began scraping the surface, and what they found shattered expectations. They thought they'd find a ruin. What they uncovered was an entire urban system. Mohenjo-Daro wasn't alone. It was part of a sprawling network of ancient cities, many the size of modern metropolises. This wasn't a provincial settlement. Stretched across a square kilometre, home to over 40,000 people. It stood shoulder to shoulder with ancient Thebes, Ur, or Babylon. They founded the largest city of the Indus civilization with 40,000 people and an area of a square kilometre. But where were the kings, the monuments, the war stories etched in stone? Nowhere. Instead, they found carved toys, marbles, dice, and animal figurines. No swords, no fortresses. The ruins felt oddly gentle. Archaeologist Ernest Mackay once said it best. It's as though we found the city of children, but this was no child's play. The first archaeologists thought they had discovered cities of children. They unearthed toys, dice, whistles. The city's design was surgical. Roads met at precise right angles. Some were 9 wide, wider than many Carrick streets today. Nearly every home had a bathroom. Wells dotted every courtyard. Public toilets lined the streets. This was not just sanitation. It was hydraulic science. They didn't fear water. They revered it. And then came the crown jewel, the Great Bath. Perched on a raised brick platform, its floor sealed with watertight layers, its drains elegantly designed. The bath wasn't just for bathing, it was sacred. Some call it humanity's first public water tank. Its very layout mirrored Vedic purification rituals that survive in India to this day. Between sacred myth and cold archaeology, one theory rises. The Indus people weren't just urban pioneers. They were spiritual engineers. They didn't just live with water. They worshipped it. And that perhaps more than anything is what set them apart. Dura's cryptic code and stone-cut secrets. Shift southwest into Gujarat's salt-blasted desert and you'll find another sleeping giant beneath 8 m of dust. Dura, lost in time, once surrounded by water, now marooned in white-crusted flats. But this city didn't echo the grandeur of pyramids or ziggurats. It whispered something far more radical. Where others built for gods, Dura built for water. Not just to drink it, but to command it. What stunned archaeologists wasn't just the scale, but the obsession. Massive reservoirs, not temples, dominated the landscape. Archaeologists are particularly interested in the city's outskirts. Residents didn't wait for rain. They caught it, redirected it, shaped the earth and stone until water bent to their will. Engineers carved underground conduits, built hydraulic slopes, and lined their city with 16 immense reservoirs. Some could hold more than 250,000 cubic meters of water. Their stone walls, rising 15 m high, were cut with math-like precision. Water levels were balanced with plumb lines. Himalayan cedar beams reinforced the structures. They didn't build like survivors. They built like scientists. But Deliverer's greatest mystery wasn't in its stones. It was underground. In a quiet corner of the ruins, a rectangular pit sliced through solid rock. It kept going down deeper than anyone had expected. Was it a war shelter, a hidden shrine, or something more? When Professor R.S. Bisht stepped inside, he didn't find a drain. He stood in the first known example of Harappan rock-cut architecture, a subterranean marvel that some now call India's forgotten leap into the Stone Age. Then came a moment that froze the excavation team in place. In 1999, just beneath Northern Gate, something gleamed under layers of dirt, an inscription. At the foot of the northern entrance, the archaeological team had made a discovery. Their brushes uncovered what looked like an inscription. Not scratched, not painted, but built. Each symbol over 30 centimeters tall, inlaid with quartz, it spanned the size of a modern sign board, a welcome plaque, a royal name plate, a traffic sign. That last theory, yes, the world's first traffic sign, has kept researchers wide-eyed for decades. But the real dream is buried deeper. A bilingual tablet, one that speaks in both Indus and Mesopotamian cuneiform. A true Rosetta Stone. So far, silence. Across the Indies world, over 2,000 seals have emerged, etched with buffalo, zebu, crocodiles, and creatures from myth. Each one paired with symbols. Over 400 distinct signs repeat in patterns. Some suggest syllables. Others hint at celestial charts, but without translation, they remain what they are. The oldest unread book humanity has ever held. Masters of trade, ghosts of the sea. If water was the soul of the Indus civilization, then trade was its heartbeat. Steady, deliberate, and far-reaching. These people weren't just artisans. They were strategists, economists, and global-minded thinkers in a world that hadn't even invented borders yet. From the finely carved seals worn like pendants to the near-industrial ceramic output in places like Harappa,